Hi, welcome to my craft room. Carol Gatton, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm continuing on with the Mini Mary Star Kit. I've had so much fun creating these. After you've done a couple of them, they become easier and easier to work with. This is one of the smaller stars, and now I am going to use this as the base to my tree. So I will just press that down for a second, and then I'm going to just put that aside and let that completely dry. And while we're doing that, let me show you what I've done with the next tier of our tree. So look here. These are our glimmer gold stars, and you get a whole sheet of press outs to go with this. Here are the two that we're going to use, but let me just show you. I've used a lot of the different stars in this kit, and I still have a lot of stuff left. So put a little bit of glue onto that, and then I took my paper piercing tool. I found that to be the easiest, and just spread it out so that you get even coverage. And I put the point going into that dip of the star, and then I will bring in my second star, and that will extend out ever so slightly. But I really like that look. I thought that looked really nice, and so this is what it looks like going all around that star box. Okay, next, let me show you how I'm going to decorate the sides. These are two of our laser cut wooden snowflakes. I took one of the smallest and one of the medium size, and this one I'm going to just add the multi-purpose adhesive to each one of these little snowflakes. And then I like to just set this aside for just a little bit of time and let that become a little more tacky so it's not quite so milky white, and then add my glitter. Now I'm going to combine these two, and like I said a moment ago, this is the smallest and then the size up from that, and then I staggered where the glitter is. And our gold glitter is just beautiful to work with. I've put it into one of these little trays so that I have ease of coverage. And after that, I'm shaking off the excess. And now let me just show you how I'm going to work with that. But first, let's get this adhered together. This is the second tier of our tree. In the dip, I want my point to come out. I like that look. Of course, you could have it so it matches up if you'd prefer that. Now let me just show you just how cute we're going to decorate the top of this. I have taken one of the bows from our press out sheets, and you want to take your bone folder and just give this a couple of swipes on all of these pieces. It'll just make it look so much prettier. It just kind of brings it to life. And also do that teeny tiny little bitty piece, because that's what wraps around it. Now my fingers are already sticky from working with this multi-purpose adhesive, so if you see that I'm having trouble letting go of things, it's because my fingers are all sticky. Okay, now continue on. Just add just a little dot of glue, and then just after putting that together, just hold it for just a second. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add this to all my other pieces. And it doesn't take a lot of adhesive for this. And now let's begin to assemble our bow to our ribbon sashes. Match those up, hold them for a second. And just repeat that with the second one. Match it up and hold it for a second. And now we're going to put some adhesive on the back of that and match those up. And we've almost got a bow made here. Just hold that for just a second. And bring this around and adhere it on the back, and it's all finished. Now this bow, this is the cherry cobbler, but it also comes in the garden green in this kit. And you get a couple of each color of this bow. So there is just lots and lots of accessories to go with these stars. Cute. All right, now we're ready to connect our smallest to the very top of our tree. All right, hold that down for just a second. And this is made from a really heavy, sturdy designer paper. I'm thinking this might be, it's not quite a cardstock, but it's pretty close to it. Okay, now I've added 2 glue dots, And this is the one that I have adhered the two together. And I'm going to hold that for just a second. I want to make sure that really sticks well. And now with the second snowflake, I'm again adding 2 glue dots, and this will be extending off on the one side of our very top, our smallest addition to our tree. I like that look of that extending over. Okay, girls, what do you think? You like it? See how pretty that looks extending over from if someone sees it from another side. And now we're ready to add the crowning touch, our beautiful red bow. And since I'm giving this for a gift, I really want this to stick well, so I'm adding 2 glue dots to this as well. Those things are so inexpensive. You don't want to be skimpy with something like that. And it is all completed. What do you think? Be sure and let me know. I love it. This is probably going to go to my doctor's office. I have a couple of professional people that I like to give gifts to. Now look what I have here. If you like glitter, you're going to love this. One thing I found is the smallest of these stars. For some reason, I think because the little pieces are so tiny, it didn't stick the way I wanted. So I'm adding a little multi, setting that aside to get tacky, and then I'll come back and press it together. I'm taking a toothpick, cutting in half, and I'm going to add it to the back of my wooden snowflake. So just add a little bit of the multi-purpose to this. And then add that toothpick. And I like to hold things for a little bit just to make sure they don't go anywhere. Now this craft star, this is just to show you how well this goes in. I took my paper piercing tool, punched a hole, and that was all there is to it. And so that is how I created the star on the top of this, and you can see the back side of it there. Now I'm holding that down to make sure that that adheres really well where I glued that earlier. And now I'm going to bring in a little bit of that gold glitter and add to the sides of that, and it's all complete, looking pretty. In your kit, you're going to get 5 yards of the gold baker's twine, which gives you tons. And so I just laid it across my tree and let it extend over on both sides and then cut it. I did that 2 times to give me 4. Then I folded 1 in half, and then I cut that for my 5th one, because you're going to have 5 of those strands. But let me show you with this little example here just how I did that. So this is just a little piece of the gold baker's twine, and it has silver sequence in the kit, but I wanted to continue on with my goal, so I add a little multi-purpose adhesive onto my craft sheet, silicone craft sheet, and then just dip that in it with your tweezers and hold it down. And like I said a moment ago, because my fingers are sticky, everything wants to stick to me. But there we go. And it's just that simple. That's all there is to it. That's how I add my sequins. And that is sticky because of the glue. So now I simply put it into my little container of the gold glitter and just work that around a little bit. And then shake off the excess. And of course you're going to have a little shine on you as well. Okay. And look how pretty that looks. I just love it. And it's streaming down, the tinsel streaming down the tree. I really like the look. Okay, now I left one of my peaks without the glitter just so I could show y'all how to do this. I prefer the two-way glue pen because it gives a lighter look with the glitter. So I sprinkle that all over, and then you want to make sure you do the sides as well. Really cover it well. And then take your finger and just tap off the excess. And wow, doesn't that look pretty? I hope you've enjoyed these 2 little ideas on working with this Mini Mary Star kit. I've really enjoyed it, and thank you until next time.